To get into it, first one of the day, high horsepower, big V8s, turbos, wings and more. And yesterday the story was Thomas Randall, the Supercars driver who's currently in the top 10 of the Supercars point score, coming through in the Saab to have a fantastic win, a popular win. Let's take you to your commentators. You should enjoy this. Precision National Sports Sedans. Alongside Cam is James Baldwin.
Thank you very much, Rusty. Quick reposition for me into the commentary box. James Billy Baldwin joins me again for commentary today. Looking forward to this race. I know Rusty just said off the top there that Tom Randall came through, but geez, that was very late in the race. It was a wonderful battle we saw throughout between our top three in this race. Tom Randall, Peter Ingram in the RX-7 and Jeff Taunton in the Mark GT SS as well. Those three will be close throughout again.
Cam, absolutely brilliant racing we saw yesterday. I know many of you out there on 7 Plus enjoyed watching it as well. And why wouldn't you? As Rusty said, these cars are fast and awesome. Thomas Randall starting in first position for Castrol Racing alongside Peter Ingram for Aussie Play. Cam, that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Jeff Taunton in third right behind and Stephen Tomasi. They had some interesting connections yesterday. Stephen Lacey in fifth, Ryan Humphrey sixth, seventh is Ashley Jarvis alongside Matthew Ingram in eighth, ninth Mark Duggan and 10th is Graham Gilliland.
A little bit further back, the Victorian Michael Robinson for Bell Real Estate. John Crossing in 12th. And then up from Tasmania, it was in the wars yesterday, Kim Barwick, TCM Markets, who he's driving for. He'll start out of position 13 today. Watch for Peter Ingram in that RX-7. You'll see the horsepower of the triple rotor 20B off the line. It'll be exceptionally quick. Jeff Taunton also said he felt a little bit underpowered compared to both Peter Ingram and Tom Randall, but I expect the RX-7 to be leading by turn one.
Tommy Randall yesterday saying that he took a little bit to get his tyres into the window that he really wanted to. It's been a couple of years for him racing on these compounds, but it feels like now, Cam, he has got that exactly where he wants to be. And we did see yesterday on the televised broadcast just how tactical they had to be around this circuit. You've called it a bull ring multiple times, and I think I agree with you there. The turn into one, very important with the big straightaway. And then the complex coming through the hairpin in 6, 7, 8, 9, getting a little bit complicated as well. And Cam, you've said it plenty of times, this is a right turn circuit, so heavy load on the left-hand side of the cars.
All right, James, I'm going to let you take it away, mate. Go for it.
As we come down the main straight now for the Band of the Western Circuit, Precision National Sports Sedans. And we look to the lights. We're racing now. Tom Randall doesn't get the start that he probably would have wanted there. Jeff Taunton right behind him immediately takes the lead. But look on the inside. The RX-7 on the outside as well as the Holden Calibra of Tomasi comes around the outside and seems to have managed to take it away. Now we look at Taunton and Tomasi. Can we see the inside held there in the Mark GTSS car? It looks like we can. Tom Randall from first to fourth through the first couple of corners, Cam.
So Tomasi leads this race in the Calibra. Behind him, Jeff Taunton was holding on, still keeping out Peter Ingram in the RX-7, and Tom Randall got monstered off the start by all around him. I'd like to go back to the camera because Jeff Taunton on that restart very nearly crossed in front of your pole sitter. He knew he needed to get the pace down early, and there's Tom Randall, pole sitter, sitting all the way back in fourth. Tomasi, he didn't have the pace to run with the three behind him. And I think this should shape up beautifully towards the back end of this race, and a lot of work to do as we see Tom Randall still trying to get heat in the tyres. You can see him slightly weaving, moving around, trying to get the car into the optimal window.
Important phase of the race right away. Just over 11.5 minutes remaining. And Tom Randall, as you said, Cam, got monstered off that start. He's got a lot of work to do now. As you say, weaving, trying to build some temperature into those tyres. And look at this, Ingram on Taunton. Oh, the power deficit here. Pushes him wide into one.
Yeah, you squeezed him under brakes there. It wasn't against the regulations, but it was certainly pushing the boundaries as they made their way down to turn one. Jeff Taunton will have the advantage as they come through some of these corners, and you can see Peter Ingram fighting the wheel of the RX-7. He has the legs, but he may not have the grip of the Mark GT SS behind him.
And Tomasi, Cam, already building a significant gap. 1.3 seconds already as we go around this Western Circuit for the second time.
So we continue to watch the battle for second and third. There is your leader, Steve Tomasi, the Victorian. He's out in front, he's jumped them. Just over 10.5 minutes remaining in this race, and Tom Randall still hasn't got the car up to temp, up to speed yet. Yesterday's race winner is now back in fourth. So this is where you'll see Peter Ingram start to potentially take some ground off Steve Tomasi through turn 12. He's trying to keep the foot in it. He knows that the RX-7 is exceptionally quick. Heading down the extremely long straight, Tom Randall now getting up onto the back of Jeff Taunton as he continues to weave to put some heat in the tyres. I think they'll hold station for at least another lap here. But you can see Ingram is making up some ground. Let's have a look at a replay of the start. You can see Tom Randall holding the speed. Now watch them go. The lights went out. And at the line, I think it's okay, but geez, it was close.
It looked like Tom tried to put the power down a little too hard, had a bit of a wiggle that allowed Taunton to really just get a whole shot around him. And let's not forget, Cam, this is the second time this category is raced today. Tom Randall winning this morning in race 2. He also won yesterday in race 1. Certainly not the start that he would have wanted in race 3 for Precision National Sports Sedans.
So Peter Ingram is within a second now, and he's on an absolute fastest lap of the race as Tom Randall needs to clear Jeff Taunton if he's going to be a threat for a top 2 step on the podium. So Tomasi and Ingram, when they start to duke it out, and it may well be down at turn 1 here. So look at the advantage that Steve Tomasi has. Tom Randall's locked in, he's engaged under the rear wing of Jeff Taunton. He'll duck out. Taunton won't make it too hard for him under brakes. He'll hang to the outside because he can. Tom Randall doesn't need to squeeze him under brakes, and that is a textbook move down into turn 1. And the gap, though, down the main straight, Steve Tomasi, in the end, ended up with the fastest lap of the race so far, a 17.3. He's exceptionally quick through that final sector. But the first sector goes all the way of Peter Ingram at the moment. So Tom Randall's cleared. He sets his sights on Peter Ingram up the road. 8.5 minutes remaining in this Precision National Sports Sedans race. Kim Barwick didn't take the start. John Crossing back in pit lane for some other stories up and down the field. And I know we're focusing very much on the front, but the reality is the battle's starting to unfold there. So looking down the order, Steve Lacey holds down 5th. Matthew Ingram, brother of Peter, he's there in 6th. He's just been taken over by Humphrey, so he's back to 7th. He's dropping right down the order, so something's gone wrong with Matthew Ingram. We'll find that out. I can see him stopped on track. It does look like he might be stopped out on track as Peter Ingram sets his sights now on that 1 second gap between himself and Steve Tomasi. Much closer now at the end of the main straight, heading down into first turn, second turn, third turn. This is where Peter Ingram is much stronger than the Calibra.
Let's not forget, Cam, as well, yesterday in race 1, Randall was in a similar position. And we saw these two at the front, Tomasi and Ingram, tangle, have a spin, have some of that rear aero taken off of the car, because they got right up there, very evenly matched in pace. They both look fantastic, the Holden Calibra and the Mazda. And Tommy Randall was just there at the right time to tactically take, going into the complex, into the hairpin of 6 after turn 4, 5.
He's going to be there at the right time again. He's had purple sectors for the first 2, and there he is on screen. So he is on a flyer. Tyres are back up to temp.
Yep.
And Tom Randall, he's a threat now. 1.7 seconds off the back of Peter Ingram. And that gap is closing rapidly. 1.1 now. I've got is the gap between second and third. So Peter Ingram, will he be close enough at the end of the main straight? We know that the triple rotor, a lot of horsepower.
Loves a good rotary engine, Cam van der Duncan.
I just like the variety of car, variety of engine type.
And doesn't it look just fantastic, quite honestly, this Mazda? If you're an RX fan, you're going to be enjoying yourself here, RX-8s, RX-7s, and this Saab of Thomas Randall, who is joining National Sports Sedans for this round. the second round for their calendar for 2024.
Look at the braking distance. Tom Randall ranges up on the rear wing of the RX-7 under brakes at turn 6. Heading to this complex, which I didn't expect to see any passing, but yesterday we saw a number of passes into turn 7 and 8. People were able to hang to the outside. Tom Randall having a look now. About to have the run up to turn 11. Another passing opportunity. He ducks out to have a look. Not close enough. This is going to push Peter Ingram, who's dropping off the back of Steve Tomasi into turn 12.
Oh, Randall big in the mirrors, letting him know he's there. Ingram will feel the pressure, like yesterday. Said to post-race to Sarah Burt, when you've got a very experienced supercars driver behind you, you feel the pressure. And Tommy Randall is applying that pressure in this Saab. It's gorgeous looking Saab 9.3, and he is hungry. Just under 5 minutes to go here at Tail and Bend for Precision National Sports Sedans. And I tell you what, this is a juicy battle, Cam, up front. But as you said, looking further down the field, there are battles all over the place. Jarvis, just over a second behind Dungan. And although we're looking at our leaders, it is good racing. As I said, I know plenty of people yesterday got onto social media for Speed Series and said just how much they loved watching this category. And I couldn't agree with you more. I hope you're enjoying watching it on 7+, with just over 4 minutes to go now.
It's settled down though, hasn't it? 4 minutes remaining. Tom Randall needs to put a move on soon if he's going to threaten Steve Tomasi for the lead. He doesn't have the horsepower of Peter Ingram, and that's where he's falling away. But the Calibra just quicker through turn 11 and 12 complex. Watch him run it all the way out to the exit here, keep the power down. Peter Ingram looks closer now though. And Tom Randall about to tuck in behind him. Will he put a move on down to turn 1? I think he might be close enough. Slingshot engaged. Pulls out. Not yet. Needs to be just a little bit closer. Very fast through turn 1 is the RX-7. Running out of time, running out of laps.
And this is where Tom Randall will be watching very keenly with these two. As I said yesterday, they tangled. And Tom managed to get almost a double overtake done coming into this part of the track. We'll be keeping an eye out again. Just over 3 minutes to go. As you said, Cam, he needs to make a move soon.
So Tomasi just dropped off the back of the curb there. Is he starting to lose some tyre life and grip through turn 6? The Calibra is a bit stronger than the RX-7 through the 7, 8, 9 section of track where we are now. Tom Randall nearly close enough to put on a move. He's gone for it. Peter Ingram has a look. He knows he needs to be as close as possible to the rear of the Calibra. I think he may have compromised his run there, though. Let's see the speed through turn 12. Oh, a bit of a wiggle on the exit for Steve Tomasi. A better exit for the RX-7. He's close now. He's going to send it this time. He stays out. Up the inside. Can he pull it up? Sweeping around the outside, Steve Tomasi holds on through turn 1, and look how close Tom Randall is.
Here he comes. Oh, Cam gets it done. Again, he was there. He played it so well tactically. Randall waited. Tom Randall, honestly, in terms of positioning of car and waiting for now, but only under 2 minutes left, Cam. And Tomasi, as you said, plenty of times, this Calibra, the acceleration that it's got, especially in the last complex, coming out of 11 through 12 under the main straight, just has such power, doesn't it?
Tomasi holds it. Decent advantage at this point in time. But look at the speed under brakes. The entry speed of the Audi, sorry, the Saab. The Audi didn't make it here. Caruso out for this race. As they make their way back onto the main straight. 1 minute, 23 seconds remaining. Tomasi under massive threat. It could be 3 wide down into turn 1. Tom Randall has a look. He holds the inside line. Tomasi tries to hold to the outside. Tom Randall will stay there. He has the advantage under brakes at turn 3. Tomasi hanging tough, and Peter Ingram is using it to his advantage like Tom Randall did in race yesterday afternoon. And now it's Tom Randall leading this race with 52 seconds remaining. Peter Ingram in second. And Steve Tomasi finds himself back in third.
40 seconds left. And Tom Randall with clean air in front of him. What kind of gap can he build, and what kind of battle will we now see between Ingram and Tomasi? And these three, all weekend here at Tailem Bend, have been in it for the podium. Tom Randall finishing first both races.
So it looks like the rear tyres have gone away from Steve Tomasi. Got very loose on the exit of 11. He doesn't have anything left to fight. He did so well to hold them out for as long as he did. But now Tom Randall has to hold out the hard-charging RX-7. The real threat is the main straight. So we've timed out. Randall so quick through this part of the circuit. Peter Ingram not able to go with him in the twisty bits, but wait till we get to a straight bit of track. That'll be the run up to turn 6 very shortly. But Tom Randall, enough breathing space there. And this beautifully prepared Saab. So well known to fans of Sports Sedan, and Victorian Sports Sedan fans will know Steve Tomasi and his Calibra very well for many years of racing.
Over a second behind Randall. Tomasi another second back. Cam, as you've said, looks like the rear tyres of that Calibra may be starting to go a little bit as Randall builds as much of a gap as he can from Ingram behind.
He's done enough so far in this race as Tom Randall. Currently has the new race lap record. And he's on a purple first sector, but Peter Ingram, he's immediately overtaken that. Fastest first sector of all in the last lap of this race. The race leader makes his way into turn 6 for the last time for Precision National Sports Sedans. He had to fight for it early, did Tom Randall. Jeff Taunton was his initial rival. Then Peter Ingram threw down the gauntlet. Steve Tomasi was the threat today. But he makes his way up to turn 11. The quality of the driver and the quality of the car cannot be faulted. And as they say, James, the cream always rises to the top.
It's been dominant for Tom Randall. As he takes the checkered flag, Thomas Randall in his Saab. A clean sweep this weekend for races 1, 2 and 3 at Tailem Bend for Precision National Sports Sedans. And I tell you what, this is Australian racing. Fantastic to watch, high horsepower, bold moves, and what a circuit to be able to race these cars at, Cam.
Wonderful racing. I was still intrigued by that race start. Let's look at the official results for the Precision National Sports Sedans Race 3. Tom Randall for Castrol Racing got the job done again. He'll be very happy with that result. Peter Ingram, the New South Welshman, in his Mazda RX-7, finished second. Steve Tomasi, who was so brave throughout that race, finished on the final step on the podium. Jeff Taunton for Mark Cars Australia finished fourth. Stephen Lacey fifth. Matthew Ingram, it was actually a timing issue that I referred to earlier in the race. He did bring that car home in sixth. Ryan Humphrey in seventh. Mark Duggan, Ashley Jarvis and Michael Robinson in your top 10.
Graham Gilliland finishing in 11th. John Crossing in 12th. And Kim Barwick in the Skyline not making it out.
Let's look at the highlights now from race 3 for the Precision National Sports Sedans. And it was all about this race start here. Jeff Taunton timed it to perfection. He got the jump early, but Steve Tomasi was the one that held the race lead early on in that one, and he held it for the vast majority of the race. Later on, he was threatened by Peter Ingram, but he held tough to the outside and managed to stave off yet another threat. Tom Randall used it as his opportunity to get up on the inside at turn 3, and then he set his sights on the Victorian in the Calibra. And Tom Randall eked away at it before he used this move down into turn 1. And he held on. Steve Tomasi tried the same move he did with Peter Ingram, but Tom Randall was having none of it, and he held the inside line through turn number 3. Peter Ingram was able to whole shot it with him, and that is how they finished that race. Steve Tomasi had used up all his tyre just to stay in front of these two for so long. Very brave drive from the Victorian, but Tom Randall proved the class of the field, getting it done once again.
Fantastic result for Tommy Randall. He'll be very, very happy, as I've said. Winning race 1, 2 and 3, the Saab, the Mazda and the Holden. And he's very, very pumped and stoked, as he should be, Cam.
So we'll hear from our race winner shortly. Looking forward to that.
Fucking nice work, mate.
All right. So, for those of you on 7 Plus, he was saying it was lovely work.
Lovely work.
That was my translation. We'll leave it at that. No, great to see so much respect between these drivers. I'll be straight over to Steve Tomasi. What a great drive.
Oh, this is the kind of Australian racing that we love watching, Cam, honestly. And battles all the way up and down. Tom Randall, though, tactical brilliance, played it very well.
All right, let's go down to Sarah Bird.
Steve Tomasi, well done on a great race. You had a pretty significant lead for a lot of that race. What happened with that overtaking towards the end there?
Well, we weren't planning to lead the lap at the first corner, starting in P4, and so we used the tyres a bit too early. Had the pressure on from the start, and yeah, just couldn't keep up. Being just such a highly strung beast with 730 horsepower, very easy to use some tyres, but overall happy. Had a fire at the last round, a few bugs, struggled with a gear shifter, ignition cut then, but all good. Happy to have a solid race and full time.
Yeah, it was a solid race. Is there anything you need to go away and tinker with?
Oh, yep. We got a few things planning, but yeah, just being such a highly strong beast, they're on the limit, and everything has its time. But thank you to Precision International for the amazing engine, precisionintool.com for all our orders, and yeah, awesome.
Steve Tomasi, 3rd place. Well done. Congratulations. We are now going to head over to Peter Ingram, our 2nd place. Congratulations. That was really good. I mean, there was a couple of lead changes there, but you really came through and you were hot on the heels of Tomasi most of that race as well. How'd it feel?
Yeah, that was just great fun. I had Ruben, my engineer, on the radio just into me the whole time, keep on it, and just managed to just keep my foot in it the whole time and kept that gap close. And I was going to make a move, but Tom did, and I followed him through, so I was lucky to be able to do that. But that was just good fun racing. We all gave each other room. So really good, and I'm stoked for Steve. They've worked their butts off trying to get that car going, and really happy to see him up here. So just want to thank all my crew. They bust their backsides down here, and say hi to my family, Amelia and Madeline at home, and Erin, my wife.
Hello, Amelia, Madeline and Erin. Fantastic job. Thank you very much. And we are heading now over to our winner, Tom Randall. We saw you a fair bit yesterday. We are here again. Congratulations. That was you were sitting a little bit back there. What happened at the start there? You went in as the pole sitter. Probably not the start that you were hoping for initially?
Well, we were actually anticipating that. We just haven't been able to get the car or the tyres to sort of activate the first few laps. So we thought if we were 3rd by the end of lap 1, it would be okay, but we actually dropped to 4th. So Stevie had an amazing start, got the jump, then Ingram and Jeff this time. Jeff was 3rd, and yeah, the first couple of laps I was wobbling around, and I was thinking, that the car and the tyre's going to come to us, and yeah, the Snowy River Saab was pretty quick at the end there. So really fun battles with the guys, and we all kept it really clean, which is nice, and yeah, hopefully another classic sports sedan race. But yeah, got to thank Snowy Rivers, BP Ultimate, Castrol, DeVilbus, ACFN Zone, Herzog Steel, and all the guys. Dad, Jeff, Adrian, and also Marcus. He's been helping us this weekend as well. So a lot of fun with the guys.
Well done to you and your entire crew. Thanks, Tom.
All right, thanks.
He's been a popular addition to the field this weekend. Great to see him having some success there at the Bend. We need a commercial break in our coverage here of the Shannon Speed Series, counting down to Super Cheap Auto TCR. But after the break, we will keep that V8 flavour going. Trico Trans Am just around the corner.